Hi, I've got an idea to improve my shop-made shim ripper. Hi, I'm Ron Paulk, designer of the Paulk workbench and the total station. In a previous video, which I'll put a link on in this video, I showed you how to make this shim ripper from shop scrap in about an hour or less in your shop. And it makes the best shims that money can buy because you can choose your material. My preference is fur. And the design of this was to ride in the miter track on my table saw, and at the time I was using a couple of DeWalt's. And so I built this one for that. And so when I switched over to the saw stop saws, the track was in a different spot, so I need to relocate this strip to ride in the miter track for proper placement. Well, along the way, out on the job, I hadn't done that, and I had picked up this kind of prototype or proof of concept shim ripper from FastCap. And it works fantastic, and for, you know, 15 bucks, it's not on the market yet, but it should be anytime. They said February was almost over. I didn't see it at the time. Just before I came down to make this video, I checked and it wasn't there, but it should be soon. So you can just buy one for $15. I've done another video on how this one works, so don't need to waste any time on that. But the reason I bring that one up is it gave me an idea to improve this shop-made one, or make it so that it will work with any table saw. And that's to steal the idea from this one of, instead of having a rail to ride in the miter track, it just butts up against your fence. So you move your fence in the right location on any table saw and it works. So I'm going to try to do that with this. I'm going to remove this rail and then see how it works just riding against the fence. Now, if I were building this from scratch, which I'm not going to do, the reason this is so wide is I wanted it wider, you know, to carry this rail. Well, I'm going to remove the rail, and I could rip this down to be a little narrower, but the handle's way over there. So I can rip a little bit off, but pretty much I'm stuck with almost this wide. I think it'd be nice to collapse it down a little bit, but I'll let you figure that one out. Again, I'll have a link to the video on making it, and then you can take this and modify how you make it. So the first thing I need to do is take off this little strip, this little rail. I was going to set up my router to be able to just plane this off with the top of a router bit, but then I checked my table saw here, and the handle can ride on top of the fence. And so I'm just going to set this up for the right depth, and I'm just going to run this through the table saw and just cut it off. So now the bottom of it is just flat, so that saves a whole step if you're making this. And again, the width of it, you can really size it down. I could even put this handle way over here. And what I want to do is rip it to a size that I can just set my table saw to, instead of kind of test fitting it each time. It's a little over 8 inches where it is, and I can take that down maybe to try 6 inches. All right, so now I could just set my table saw to 6 inches, and if I were building it, I might build it down at 4 inches, but this will work, and it'll also store a little nicer in my trailer. So it should work exactly the same as it did before, and essentially I just take some 9-inch long, approximately 9-inch long 2x stock, it doesn't matter how wide it is, and set it up for thick or thin. There's 2 steps. So I'll set this up for thin, my standard. So there you have it. I can rip thick or thin. I don't need to make this to fit a particular table saw. It takes this existing tool that I showed you how to make and makes it even easier to make. Well, if you like these woodworking tips, be sure to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, share them with others. And also remember, if you want a set of plans to build yourself a workbench or total station, click on the link right here in the video. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Have a great day.